This episode, we begin our reconnaissance trip to explore remote communities in the Sea of Cortez, where we'll be bringing free veterinary care to the animals. Our first vet stop was San Evaristo, a popular cruiser's destination. But along the way, we also explored the beautiful island of Espiritu Santos. It's really hard lifting anchor here sometimes because the wind kind of blows you side onto your anchor and it's really hard to turn into it. But yeah, Jim's getting the anchor up and we are heading off on our mission to get up to San Evaristo. We'll be stopping along the way at some of the islands. We're very excited. Go forward. Very excited though to do some vet work in San Evaristo and the surrounding areas. Whoa, we just got up to 7. Don't know how easy that is to see, but we are just motoring right now, but we're going with the current and it's a big tide and the current here can just have you ripping along when you're motoring. But there is a bit of wind, so we're hoping we will be able to sail once we're out of the channel. But it's a 4-mile channel, so for now we're just going to motor through. Pretty nice day for it though. Right now we're getting like 5 knots of wind right on the nose, and that's with us underway, so there's basically no wind. So for now, we are motoring into some wind chop. Maybe we'll get to sail, we'll see. It's not very far though, we're only going about 25 nautical miles in total today.
On the nose. It's like the anchorage is generating the wind. It's going to be a slow last mile or two.
Well, we were originally going to try and get a little further north today, but it's so typical. We couldn't sail when we tried to sail, took the sails down, and then, you know, an hour later this picks up. But we're getting like 15 to 20 knots right on the nose, and we've seen a few boats trying to tack and they're really not making it very far up the thing. There's 3 beautiful anchorages to choose from right here that are well protected from the north, so we're thinking of tucking in and just seeing whether maybe we just stay here at least for the afternoon or even the night until the wind dies down, and then we can either move further north tomorrow morning or later this evening or something. Because as you can see, it's also pretty cold and Jim's even getting wet. The waves are coming up over the bow.
You're getting wind helm with just motoring.
Yeah, we could.
The autopilot, to take it off the autopilot. The autopilot couldn't steer in the wind.
Yeah. So we're gonna just tuck in and avoid this weather a little bit. We once again took advantage of Chef's shallow quay and have anchored relatively close to the shoal next to these cliffs, and we're quite a ways from where the other boats were going to anchor. And as you can see, my hair is barely blowing. It's nice. Oh, the water's pretty clear too, huh?
Yeah.
Considering this bit of chop. Alright, we're gonna go check out one of the little beaches nearby. Walk our legs a bit, maybe go for a swim. Hopefully it's a little warmer because it's a bit shallower. They're like everywhere. Oh man, yeah, they're everywhere. I saw we were worried maybe we were getting these little flies more than everybody else because we're so close to the cliffs, but I just saw the guy on that boat doing this. So this time of night, they're just crazy. sun's just coming up. But we've got the engine on and we're going to move anchorages because this anchorage tonight, there's meant to be a westerly wind, and so it's completely open to the southwest, which is where the winds are meant to be coming from. So we're moving to another anchorage that's only just a little bit up the island that's potentially going to be protected. We're leaving quite early because there's still a lot of bugs and they're a little bit annoying. Yeah, so should be good to explore a new area. And then the next day, we should have more favourable conditions to head north to San Evaristo. I also feel like they're biting. We're just poking around the corner and you can already see the wind's starting to blow. So it's really protected in there from the northerlies. But we might be having a westerly tonight, so that's why we're moving to a different anchorage. Whoa, it's more wind than I was expecting. At least there's no swell yet. Alright, we are anchored up in Caleta, Partida. It looks like we're a long way from the beach because we kind of are. That's the south and that's the west, and so you can see there's a tiny opening, so this isn't a perfectly protected anchorage, but we've tucked up as much as we can and should get some protection. But I don't know how easy it is to tell on the camera, but you can see it gets very shallow here and there's a lot of rock there. So this is actually rock just here, so although we could have gotten a little closer, we would have been anchoring on rock, and like just here, which is only a couple boat lengths away from us, is 2 meters at high tide, so it shoals very, very quickly. But yeah, we're about to take the dinghy in and have a look around, and I don't know, once we have a look and we know the depth a bit better and can tell for sure whether it's rock and that, we can always tuck in more, but new anchorage is always better to err on the side of caution, even with a shallow keeled metal boat. Engine should be still kind of warm because we just got here, and we are doing engine oil change, and so it's really calm in this anchorage, so we're just going to do it. It is the 150 hours since the last oil change, so we'll be doing that. There it comes. Yeah. Right, that's it. Took like all of 15 minutes, oil change is done. Might just have to put a little more in, but yeah, that's it. So what we thought was rocks might have actually been seagrass. But it's still better not to disturb the seagrass beds, and it's also really shallow. So I think we anchored pretty much as close to the shoals as we could get. This is a pretty beach.
It is.
Yeah, and it looks like we're anchored miles away, but it's very, very shallow. This whole bay is like walkable. I don't know if you can see these little things. What are they? Huh, I don't even know what they are. I thought they were crickets, but they're like... There's like hundreds, thousands. Well, I don't think it's much of a trail. I think it's just where the water sometimes. Lots of different cactus species. Would you bite us? I want to stick to see if they bite or not, but this is obviously where all the rays like to hang out. So this might give you a better appreciation for just how shallow it gets. Oh no! That's irrelevant right now. But you can see we're anchored just here, so we're like right on the edge of this shoal. It gets shallow very quickly here. This I think wouldn't even be, I don't know, like half, it's probably only half a meter. We should be arriving in San Evaristo tomorrow, so that's why I'm just going through everything to make sure I know everything is, so that we can hit the ground running. So we're going to have to bring in a box of syringes, I think, in case we end up having to do some injections. Got a stethoscope, got some injectable meds, got some ear and eye ointments, a bit more wound cleaning stuff. I'm gonna chuck a thing of gloves in. This is we've got some kind of like high quality flea and tick medicine, I guess you would call it, and worming pills. But the problem with this medicine is it's extremely weight specific and it's expensive. So we've brought what we've got and it may be enough to do all the animals. But if not, this is a cheaper drug that I can dose with a syringe. It's an injectable medicine that also does worms and fleas and ticks, but it doesn't last as long. It's kind of more kills everything on them, but then doesn't really provide lasting protection. So our plan is to do as many as we can with these if they're the right weights and things, or if I can add them up to the right weights. But if we run out, we've got this as backup. And then when we return, we can buy weight-specific medicine for the animals, because these drugs cost us like $30 a pop. And so to buy a surplus in case we use them just isn't feasible, since we haven't had the amount of donations we normally get to do it all. So we've got that drug as backup, plus a bunch of wormers in here. It looks like a lot, but we've got a lot that only do fleas, and almost all dogs here have ticks and fleas, so we really need that tick control. Cool. Right, we're lifting anchor and we're heading to San Evaristo, 30 nautical miles. It's only 7 a.m, so we should get there pretty early. We were meant to have a westerly wind today at about 10 knots, but right now it seems dead calm, so we'll see. We were hoping the sail beam reached kind of the whole way, but vamos a ver. Well, we haven't had a weather update for 2 days since we left, because we don't have any cell reception out here. This was meant to be the windiest time of the day though, and it's really hardly any wind. So, and it's meant to just get lighter and lighter through the day. So we thought leaving early would be great, because we'd be able to sail at least for an hour or two before the wind died, but there's like nothing. So I don't know. We'll see, because the weather could have changed, one, and also it's just not always super accurate. You're going between islands and, you know, land masses with lots of mountains, so maybe we pick up some wind somewhere, but it kind of looks like it could be a long motoring day again. But we're at least making 6 knots motoring, so kind of can't complain about that. We've entered the San Jose Channel. So that's Isla San Jose, that's Isla San Francisco. There's a tiny village here that we're hoping to visit on a little rock basically. And San Evaristo should be around here somewhere. There is no wind. You can see the flag, it's not even moving. But it's been a very pleasant motor with no wind, because we've been making like 6.5 knots and it's just been glassy. Yeah, we should be there kind of soon, like 45 minutes to an hour. We have arrived. We're just gonna kind of have some lunch and chill out on the boat for a little bit, and then head into shore and find out when and where we'll be doing the clinic tomorrow. So yeah, should be fun. I'm excited. There's a few boats anchored here, which is cool. And we're probably gonna land over here. There's a little restaurant, so that will probably be a good hub to go find out what's up. We're heading in to go and find out what the plan is for tomorrow. All right, we just met up with 2 ex-cruisers. They had a Catalina 27 that they sailed all over with, and when they came here, quite some years ago. They loved it so much that they decided to move here. So they live here now, and they've been helping us coordinate coming here. They showed us where we're going to do the consults and little clinic day. There's a cool little like palapa, that's a community area over there that we're going to do it. And basically we're just going to see kind of what dogs and cats turn up, and then talk to the people about what they think they all need, and then hopefully come back. We found out for the most part there's only almost solely male dogs around here, and they don't generally get castrated. So we think it'll be more vaccines that we'll be bringing back. Well, the northerlies have started. It's really windy. The boats are all like swinging. You can see how much we're swinging back and forwards, and it means we're gonna have to adjust some of the halyards a bit, because no matter what, in 30-knot winds, they start banging. We've got all our gear, wet gear, veterinary supplies. Heading in. Let you be down. And there's a little palapa here that we're going to do at a kind of community centre. We've got all our equipment ready. We've got wormers, some basic medicines, you know, things to give checkups with. And now we're just waiting for some patients. Necesitamos por este lugar, pero tenemos dos cosas para garrapatas y pulgas y... For this initial visit, we did free health checks and dispensed worming and flea and tick control medicine. The idea was that we could meet the local people, ask them what they felt their pets needed, and do a general assessment of the animal population, including the number of animals and their overall health status. With this information, we're able to return with the exact supplies we need, as well as get the contact details of all the local pet owners to coordinate days for vaccinations and follow-up. Okay, ¿qué necesita?
Desparasitarlo.
Muy bien. Sanos, y también tengo para garrapatas y pulgas. Sí, los dos, sí.
Voy por su boca.
Okay. Ah, gracias. ¿Quieres escribir tu número? Cuando vamos a regresar, podemos y consultar a los garrapatas.
No. Osa.
Hola, Osa. Está bien,
Mamá, ¡tiene la rabia!
Osa had been pouring out her ears for a few weeks when we arrived. Osa's owners had driven her the 5 hours along a bumpy four-wheel drive track to get her to the nearest veterinarian to have the ears checked. Unfortunately, she was misdiagnosed and her condition did not improve with the treatment. Luckily, we were able to find the problem. Some big fat ticks had made their home in her ear canal. This would need some additional treatment. ¿Y tiene vacunas? ¿Quieres escuchar?
¿Ella está bien de su corazón?
Sí, sí.
Porque está gorda, yo digo, oh, me asusto.
No, es muy despacio también, así es bueno, sí. ¿Quieres escuchar? Sí, ahí está un poco más rápido. Some serious wind, but successful first day, and we'll be heading back tomorrow. Ah, Jesus! Man. It is incredibly windy right now. We should hold our little thing up and try and get a rough reading. Very windy, but had a successful first day. We're gonna go back tomorrow. We were taking people's names down who would like vaccines and things done next time we come back, so that's good. And tomorrow we've got a procedure as well as just the normal kind of consulting that we're gonna be doing, because one of the dogs we saw today had ticks down her ears and it's really hard to get them out. And so we're gonna give her a sedative so that we can try and get those out for her and make her a lot more comfortable. yeah, so that's the plan for tomorrow. But it was a good first day. And it was funny, we had like right at the end, a bunch of kind of the older men of the town came to chat to us, and they're like, what do you have for cows and fighting chickens? And I was like, we don't have much for those, but I might try bring them back some kind of all wormer for the cows and horses and goats, and then also some stuff for to make the fighting chickens nice and strong. So that'll be interesting. So yeah, all in all, a good first day. We'd like to say a huge thank you to everyone who donated to this project and to our patrons whose ongoing support makes all of this possible. Patrons get access to live updates and early release ad-free videos. You can help us by liking, subscribing and sharing this video. Until next episode, stay chuffed everybody.